Our timer says that it's time to start. Good evening, everyone. I'm really happy to see all of you here again. The last time we practiced Git, but today we're gonna practice Docker basics. I already introduced myself on the previous workshop, and this time I would like to show you this slide again, just to keep your trust that I'm still experienced guy, and you can trust me in some technologies. And accept this information, I think it would be interesting for you to know that in every company, at every role, as well as with Git, I used to work with Docker. So this is also quite popular and widely spreaded, widely used technology that is good to know how to work with. Well, why we are here today? Today we're gonna practice with Docker, and I hope that after this workshop you will have a much better understanding why do you need Docker as quality assurance engineers. And actually I have prepared few tasks for you, which will simulate daily routine interaction with Docker for average quality assurance engineer. So as a quality assurance engineer, you will need to build image from Docker file in order to test some application. You will need to pull some images in order to use applications from containers from these images. And of course, if you found any bugs in tested application which is run in container, you will need to obtain some artifacts for your bug reports. And we will also practice this thing today. And our plan is, as always, we will start with your questions today. We will have only up to 15 minutes for your questions. After that, we will do the first task together. And if you need, we can make a short break after the first, or after the second, or after the third task, as you wish. And at the end of workshop, I will answer your questions again, and we will take a look at your home task together. Sorry. Well, let's start from your questions from Telegram chat. I have already answered a few of them, but not all of them. Not answered questions. The question was if the docker ps -a command, which actually prints Docker processes running containers, if it is always provides a list of containers in kind of sorted order. To be honest, this is not documented, so it means that Docker developers can change the logic of sorting in any version. But yes, Nina, your assumption is correct that on the top usually shown as the most fresh containers.
But don't rely on that. Better to search by something else, by the name.
Yes, that's right. But I would not rely on that. But if you don't update Docker, you can rely on that because in scope of the same version, it should not change.
Okay, understand. Thanks.
Another question was about another question was about subcommand sh. Actually, this command means running shell. You posted a text from textbook which explains what actually container with busybox will run. And it says that if you start container by providing some command together with running this container, it will run your command. But if you don't provide any command, it will run sh command, which is actually shell. So if you connect to the remote server, for instance, to your sandbox, it will run some shell, maybe bash, maybe shell, maybe zsh, something like that. So in this example, in this particular container, it will run shell.
So it stays for shell. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
We will have something like that in today's practice.
Great.
Guys, any more questions so far?
I've got a question. When we started some container and we need to leave its shell and go back to the Linux shell without stopping the container. So Docker stop, so example user, it will stop it. How do we go back? I found this control plus P, then control plus Q command. Well, not command, just to press these buttons. Is that correct, or is there some other way?
It depends on how did you connect to your container. If you are running Docker exec and connect to your container terminal in interactive mode, you can just type exit. So it is quite similar to how you use any remote server. Let's say you have a sandbox. Sandbox is a remote Linux server, and you can connect to it through the SSH. Let's say PuTTY or any other SSH client. And then when you connect to the server, it is already running. You did not start this server. It is already running, and you just connect to it. You can do some manipulations, and when you want to disconnect, you can just type exit, or you can close your terminal, and it will not kill the remote server. The same thing works with container, but container is, let's say, a kind of very virtual server which runs inside your computer or where Docker is running.
So just exit or Docker exit?
Just exit.
Just exit. Okay. And one more question.
Docker, sorry, just to clarify one thing. If you have connection to your container terminal, you don't have Docker command there because Docker is a kind of controller for it is a kind of remote controller for your containers. Let's say when you control your TV, do you have smart TV or something like that?
No, not really.
Okay, let's say you have your TV. There are some televisions with Android operating system. It means that it is a fully isolated operating system, and you have just remote controller. You can switch between channels and something like that. So your controller is a Docker. You can turn your TV on, you can turn your TV off, you can do some manipulations. But if you your controller is a Docker command, but if you connect to your TV through the terminal, you don't have access to the remote controller because it is something from outside. So you don't have Docker command inside your container.
Now I see it. So just exit, and
Yes.
that's it.
Yes.
And also, we are talking about Linux containers only. And as far as I get from the textbook, other operating systems can be containerized. And I saw some advice to install Docker for Windows and on Windows. Aren't they used nowadays, or we don't need them?
To answer this question, let's step on another topic. I have a question to all. Guys, what is the difference between virtual machine and container?
I believe virtual machine need to have a lot more unnecessary information for your particular application you want to run. And container, he inherited from its parent one time needed thing, and then itself contains only your application, if I get it right.
Maxim, you're muted.
Sorry. In general, you are right. Can you see my screen? I will draw a picture for you.
Yes.
What do you see?
Circle.
Great. I just checked that you're looking at screen. Okay. Let's imagine that you have a kind of PC, let's say computer. Any server is actually a computer, any laptop is actually a computer, any smartphone is actually a computer, because every computer has two main components. It has hardware and it has what else?
Software.
Yes, but
Operating system.
correct.
Graphical interface.
Operating system. Not all computers have a graphical interface. For instance, servers in data centers do not have a graphical interface because it consumes a lot of CPU and it is not really needed. Why computer needs operating system?
To communicate
control
between
the
software
hardware.
and hardware.
Correct. Fully correct. This is the main goal. And in operating system, you some applications, say app, some application. If you will run virtual machine in your computer, what will it actually do? If you run, let's say, let's do it a little bit wider. Inside your operating system, you can run, just a moment. Set your operating system, you can run virtual machine as application. It will still be application. App, let's say Oracle virtual box or VMware, or on Mac OS there's a good program called Parallels Desktop. You can run any of them, and it still will be application. What will this application do? The main goal of this application is to emulate virtual machine. It is called virtual machine, and virtual machine I will draw in another color. It can run multiple virtual machines, and each virtual machine will have, how do you think, what will it have?
Operating system.
Operating system?
No, it will have
Software, applications.
hardware.
It will use
Ah.
hardware from the computer.
Emulated hardware.
Emulated.
Because your hardware, let's say it is Intel i5, yes? And on a virtual machine, you can run, let's say, Android. Android is another processor architecture because Intel i5 is x86 architecture, while Android, for instance, is ARM. You know ARM. It is modern energy efficient architecture. So it will emulate hardware, and also it will run operating system. And inside it will run, how do you think what it will run?
Application.
Yes, apps.
Application.
And you can run multiple of them, really many of them. And when we are talking about containerization, let's say I run just Docker. Will it be the same?
No,
No.
no emulated hardware.
Yes, we don't have emulated hardware. We don't need to emulate hardware. When we emulate hardware here, how do you think? What do we spend when we emulate hardware? Actually, we spend,
Resources?
Memory.
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 yes, we spend a lot of CPU and RAM of our hardware. But here, we don't need to spend our CPU and RAM to emulate hardware. What else?
Operation system. We don't have it.
Okay, let's say we don't have operating system. It is partially right.
But
And
there are
Docker is not
settings.
counted as operational system. Well, in this case, when you use it,
Yes,
or it's more like an app.
to be honest, it is a little bit different. To be honest, we have a kind of common VM. We have kind of virtual machine, small, lightweight virtual machine. And why do we need it? We need it to simulate Linux operating system on Windows and on Mac OS. If you run Docker on Linux, it will natively run, and let's say not needed for Linux. It will not run on Linux because it will interact directly to Linux operating system. And then we can run many containers. Container. And what can we run inside container? How do you think?
Application.
An application?
Yes, right. And you can run many of them. So what was your question initial?
Initial was, could we containerize some Windows application or only Linux? Because in our textbook, we are talking only on Linux.
And
Or is it done because, well, mostly used for network applications and most servers are in Unix systems? That's why we don't talk about Windows.
look, operating system has its kernel, like core, something, and Docker to run containers needs a Linux core, Linux kernel, and when it is run on Windows or other operating systems, we need this virtual machine because it uses Linux kernel. If you want to run Windows, Windows is using NT kernel. So you know there are two different kernels: Windows NT for Windows and Linux kernel for Linux. It's called Linux. So you cannot run Windows containers with Docker until Windows containers uses not Linux kernel. The modern Windows, as far as I know, already has features that you can run Linux kernel, but I don't know if it is possible right now already to run it in Docker. And once again, what is Docker in your understanding?
A tool where to launch an app and to emulate an application, like without installing the Linux operating system.
Okay, if I will ask you, what is Android?
An operating system.
Yes, it is operating system. Actually, it means that there are many operating systems, and Android one of them. And what is Docker?
A tool, not an operating system.
It's a
but
tool.
A tool to emulate an application made for Linux and to emulate Linux in a way.
It's just a tool for containerization. And there are many different tools for containerization, but Docker is the most popular, the most widely used. And I'm pretty sure that Docker is not the only tool, and I know that it is not the only tool, and probably there is some containerization tool which allows you to run Windows containers. But Docker, as far as I know, doesn't allow to run Windows containers. So Docker is just one of the tools for containerization.
Okay, so we're talking only about Docker. That's why only Linux. But
Yes.
Somehow with other tools we can make containers for Windows applications as well, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you. I see.
Well, we are out of time for more questions, so let's proceed to the first task. The first task, we will try to do it together. As a quality assurance engineer, you will need to test some application that was packed into Docker image. And this application is widely used by quality assurance engineers, but you don't need to think about that today. The name of application is WireMock. What do you need to do? Let's imagine that somebody asked you to test that this WireMock application has working endpoint some path. So you need to find this image in Docker Hub. You need to pull it, and you need to run container from an image which you pulled. After that, you need to check that this endpoint is working. So you need to run get HTTP request by CURL application. Definition of done that you got this response. No response could be served. And I give you a hint that inside container application is available by HTTP protocol and through the port 8080. I think that is all what you need to know right now. I have a question to you. How you will find an image in Docker Hub?
Command docker pull
Pull by the name.
Remote.
I will save you a time. It will not work because воркшоп is the name of application. It is not the name of image. So you need to find an image by this name in Docker Hub. How you will do that?
I will open Docker Hub in my browser and will search remote application image.
That's great. And another question.
Maybe there is a search command.
No search command. Mikhail is fully right here. So my next question is how you will curl application from your host machine if application is running inside container. What you will need to do first?
Run container.
Yes.
Run container, of course.
And will your application be available by this port for your host machine?
Well, should I check it?
How do you think?
If you ask about it, I think we should check available this port.
Okay. Once again, this is your operating system, and here is your curl command. You want to curl something, some host. It's also a question to you which host we will use. I already told you that we need port 8080 and we need to test some paths. And if you run from your operating system this command, will it connect to the воркшоп application which runs in one of the containers?
No, we first need to get into the container.
Yes, and if you don't want to get into the container and we want to run it from outside container with curl command, what do we need to do to be able to connect?
We should map our pods between our container and our parently operating system, but I don't remember how we do it. I'm looking in the textbook.
You're absolutely right. So let's try to do it together. You don't remember it, but I think anyone else will help you. Who is brave enough to do this task?
I can try. I'm not sure.
I know that you can try. Let's ask for somebody else.
Okay.
Sergey, do you want to try? Sergey, you are on mute.
No, I can't.
You can just share your screen and we will help you. Irina, maybe you can try. We will do this task all together, but somebody needs to share the screen and try to do it. Irina, you're on mute. Okay, thank you so much. Please share your screen.
Where I need to go? To
Uh,
command line or to
Guys, please help Irina.
You can just
w-
enter the website. One
No.
and
192.
Docker Hub.
this one.
yeah.
Just Google it, Docker Hub.
But just be sure that VPN is on.
You don't need VPN for Docker Hub.
By the way,
No,
are
I
we
mean for the-
to do this task and others on our sandbox server, or we can use any other Docker playground?
Scroll down or search in the searching field.
And type mock.
Wire
What I
mock.
need to type?
Wire mock. Wire
mock.
mock.
This one.
And just
Mhm.
enter, it will show all the results.
Yes. The right side. Yes. Copy this.
And what now?
And go
Oh,
back to the
oh,
terminal.
Open Docker. Open
Playground.
Open Docker CLI. Yes. Sudo Docker.
Here you don't need sudo.
Yeah.
You can just type Docker. It's a playground.
Why? If
It
we will
You
have
are
a time.
Control V. And it will-
well.
it doesn't work.
You are in root if you
No,
use
why?
some playground, not our server. So my question was, are we to use exactly our playground, our sandbox server, or just any other?
Look, I send you a message where I can give you 4 options how to practice with Docker. There are 3 online playgrounds, and one of them is hosted by MentorPeace. The last option, and Irina is using this option. And you can also install Docker on your own computer, and you can use Docker through the command line from your computer. It is also legal. You can use any options. You can use any other playground. They all work in the same way.
You've got a
Okay,
typo.
I see.
Yes, that mistake.
Ximus allows to copy paste, so it's easier.
And what we need to do now?
I think we need to run a container. Is it from the task? Next. And
The name will be the same.
it's
Exactly,
Docker
I think.
run.
Docker run.
It's not pull.
But yeah, no.
Why
the
it's
name
not
will be
pull?
the
We
same?
need to copy it in our hostess. I understand. If we use command run, we can run this without copy.
We
Ah,
already
yeah.
But we
Sorry,
pull-
sorry. I
it.
don't.
It's again a mistake.
We need the name.
Run, then two dashes.
Minus, yeah.
Yeah, name.
Name. Any
and then-
name.
Yeah.
That's all?
And do we do any comment?
Options. Do we need options? Minus D, minus P.
You can just try to run this application. Okay. Can you use your terminal next?
What is it? It's my command line or
Yeah,
my-
yes, command line.
No.
No, I mean in Playground. No, because it's not available. Your application, your container is right now running, and it locked your command line.
exit? I need to type
WireMock,
exit.
WireMock as any web application is running indefinitely. So it will run forever because it is running and it listens for some port, and when you access to this application by port, it sends you a reply. How to run this container? So it will run in background and will not lock your command line.
Minus D.
Okay, good. So now we need to close this container. No, you cannot type anything because it locked your.
Control C
Mhm.
and Control D. Yeah.
Which letters do we need to type?
After your name. After
After the name of container.
29, space.
Minus
D, small d.
Yeah.
Because we need another name, because this one is already running.
Okay.
What do we need next? To check the port?
URL.
It's Docker port. And the name of container.
We need to type URL, yes? Then the name of application? Or what?
As we already know, it won't work. So we can try to find the port right away. No?
I don't remember how to do it.
Do we have to identify
Docker port? Yeah.
Docker port.
And the name of container.
Yes.
The name, it will be Irina.
the last one?
The last one, yeah.
With a slash one, or, well, dash.
$29.
Now ports.
Something is wrong.
We're definitely doing something that is not needed.
No ports.
Does it run this container?
What do you want to do?
To
To
map
see
the
the
ports.
port
Investigate
of
port.
container.
Yes, you want to know which container or which port is exposed for this container and to which port it is mapped, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But did you expose ports?
So we need to run the Docker run.
Minus P. Capital P.
Minus
Mhm.
capital P. Yes.
So we
Mhm.
need to start a new container again.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, minus D and minus P, big P.
Should you choose another name
And
here?
No, wait. Just first run it. Shouldn't we first run and then do the P? We first have to create a new container, right? And then run
It
the
can be
minus
done
P.
It can be done
only
before
when
time.
creating.
Okay, let's try.
Well, it seems like it's running, but it didn't do the minus P.
Yeah, so try the port.
Oh,
yeah.
I can see. And what we need to do now?
Curl. As I understand.
Curl,
Is it-
We wanted to
Curl.
map the ports.
curl minus I capital.
Yeah.
The name of
The
what?
address for
The first one. 1818, the first line. I think.
Where do
What?
we
I
get the
didn't hear.
address?
Address first and then the port.
What is the address? 10. This one. This address.
We have to find it somewhere.
Where do you get it?
Maybe we should run if config to get the address. But I don't remember where, inside the container. Or...
How do you think where container is running? On which host?
Localhost.
Yes, right. And what address do you need to type?
Or localhost or 127, etc.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
Minus I.
Minus I, yeah.
Yeah, big I.
And what does the big I means? When you go to a job interview and they ask you to do something, let's say they will ask you to make get HTTP request with curl, and you will say curl minus capital I, they will ask you. So please be prepared on job interview every time to know everything what you are talking about and everything what you are using. Well, guys, what to do next?
To put the
port.
And what port?
No,
it was
column.
no two dots.
Two dots.
That
Column.
makes
Not slash.
It
And
was
the-
32,
No, it was-
769.
Yeah, if you go up, it was there. For the
32, 769. 80.
eight, yeah, the first line.
Yes, and that's after two dots, 32, 769. Delete it.
Mm-hmm.
32, 769.
Why? Where we get it? This one.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Try.
It is not running.
What is not running?
We got an error.
And which error did you get?
404.
Not
found.
Yes, 400 mistakes. Are they client side or server side?
And
And
Client
who
side.
yes, and who are the client?
We are.
the
Yes.
application.
It means that mistake is on your side, so you did mistake. And the web server is running because it responding to you. How do you think who sent you 404 mistake? Server did it, so it is up and running.
And what mistake did we done?
You did the same mistake which you did on previous workshop. You did not read the task carefully. On every workshop, I sent a screenshot with task to the Telegram. So please read it carefully.
So we needed to add some paths.
Exactly.
So just right after the port, we put slash some, right? Or
Maybe like this.
slash. And I think it should be not just WS.
after the port, you have to put a slash.
Okay, I will give you a hint. After the port, you need to delete space. You need to put slash. Then you need to write the word some, S-O-M-E, slash S.
Inverse.
And this path
No.
also less 29 or not?
No. Some path, as I understand.
Yeah, it's more simple.
Wait, sorry.
That's it.
No, nothing at the end. Just leave path
Let's try.
and try.
What is for?
Okay.
Okay, how do you think, what is missing here?
Maybe the name of application. No?
Well,
H-
I will
HTTP.
not give any more hints. I will give you 3 minutes, and after 3 minutes, you will not resolve the issue. I will help you.
We need to execute it from a container which we run with username.
The hint inside container, an application is available by HTTP via port 8080. Maybe we need to do with
Get
this.
inside the container.
Try
Aren't
to
we?
avoid getting inside the container during this task.
HTTP? Maybe we need to type HTTP before the address. No?
Here.
Colon, double slash, colon, double dots. No. No. Yeah, double slash.
No. Empty. Like this?
Probably. Or maybe we should change the port to 8080. Let's check both variants.
No. This part. Yes? Instead of these numbers, 8080.
Okay, before you made more mistakes, I will give you a hint. How do you think, what is request type that you need to send?
Get.
Curl?
Yes, get HTTP request. How to send get HTTP request with curl? When you type -i, I asked you, how do you think what it means? Because you created problem by yourself by using flag that you don't know why you are using.
It wasn't.
It was in the textbook.
And it wasn't explained in the textbook.
And we don't remember.
Okay, it was in the textbook, but in textbook it was for another purpose. In this purpose, you need to send get request, and if you want to send a get request with curl, you don't need to use any flags or any parameters. You need just to type curl and address.
Without -i.
And
Yes.
without get.
And without get. Yeah.
And how to learn what does -i means?
Man curl and see in the list.
A little bit easier. You can type curl -- help. Irina, could you please type curl -- help?
It's not even there.
So
Okay.
still man curl.
Yes, man curl. Okay. Here it doesn't exist because it is not complete. It is too lightweight Linux here. Okay, I will tell you. -I means send head request, and head request requests only for headers. It doesn't request for any. It doesn't request body. Okay, I congratulate you. You completed the first task. Well done. Irina, thank you so much. You are really brave. Could you please stop sharing? I have a question to you all. How do you think, what did we learn right now?
Not to use things that we don't know.
Exactly. This is the most important thing in QA job. And look, here you needed your Linux experience, right? And I'm really impressed how brave did you type if config. It was really impressive. I will tell Fyodor that you're a good group. But what else? What else did you learn from this task?
Read careful task.
Okay. Anything else?
How to find Docker, how to pull and run it.
Okay. Yes, I tried to make this task challenging for you to understand that application name is not always the same as image name. And here I took this application because for some reason developers decided to make image name really complicated. Wiremock, I have no idea why so strange and complicated. Why not just wiremock? Okay, and another thing, you tried port mapping, and you did it really well. Okay, do you have any questions about this task?
Did we need to use the port mapping, or we could have done it without it?
You can do this task without it if you will connect to the container terminal, and then you can type curl http localhost colon port 8080, because port 8080 is inside container, and some path. So you could run curl from inside container, but it is much more important for you to know how to do it from outside container, because usually applications that you will need to test are more complicated, and they consist of multiple services, and every service will run in a separate container. And these containers will need to interact with each other. So you will need to find out which ports are available for every container and tell to each other. So this is really important experience for you. Do you have any more questions, or we will proceed?
I have a question.
Yes.
This part of URL sum/path will use in every case or not? When we got this part sum/path.
From the task. This is only from the task.
Okay, thank you.
This is task specific. Guys, any more questions?
I have a question, not about our workshop, but about our break.
Okay.
5 minutes break.
Yes. Do you need a break? If yes, let's make a break right now for 5 minutes.
Yes, please.
Okay. 5 minutes started. Let's go back in 5 minutes. Okay. Let's proceed. The next task I suggest you to make in breakout rooms. As always, I will walk through the groups and will help you just in case. Look, in previous task, we observed that our application says that no response could be served as there are no stub mappings in this mock instance. Looks like some mistake, like some error. And let's imagine that we reported this bug to the developer, and developer says that they have prepared a fix for this issue, but they decided not to build an image and not to push it to Docker Hub before you test it. And now, but they pushed it to the GitHub repository, the sources of this image. So what do you need to do? You need to clone repository with image sources, and you need to build an image by yourself from the folder called custom mock. Please pay attention. You need especially this folder. You need to build an image from this folder, and after that you need to run a container with mock, and you will need to test your endpoint. The first group will need to test endpoint roses R, and you need to test that it will send you reply red. So roses should be red. And group B should check that violets are blue by calling by sending get HTTP request to violets are endpoint. Do you have any questions so far? Okay. So I have a question to you. How will you call these endpoints?
With curl, like we did in the previous task?
Exactly. You need to do it as in a previous task. And another question, by what command will you build an image?
Pull.
Pull?
No, just like a cat, something. It's very difficult to learn this amount of commands in such short time.
Maybe build.
Yes. My questions are really simple. You need Docker build command to build an image. And how will you clone the Git repository?
Git clone and link.
Perfect. You are ready. Okay, let's make 2 breakout rooms. Rooms are opened. Please go to the rooms and start with the task. I have sent the screenshot to the Telegram. Who would like to start the first or the second group with presentation?
We can start.
Okay, please.
Let me share the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
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 Okay, so should I go by the steps of what we have done?
Yes, yeah, would be great.
Okay, so the first step was to clone the repository by the link. So we have run it finally by the git clone and the link, and it was successfully cloned. Then we entered, well, we were trying to figure out how to enter the folder, but initially this slash wasn't seen. That's why we have so many lines trying to enter it. And so we entered first the Docker demo, then the custom wire mock. And there we have built an image called Nina. After that, the image.
We just checked.
Yeah, well, actually, we were trying to find the port. So we run the container in the image Nina and called it Nina1. And then we look for the ports that are available for the container and run the curl command as in step 3. So the local host with a port and the path for the roses. And actually the expectation was that we were supposed to get the red word, but we got the rose.
Okay, thank you so much. Good job. Do you have any questions to this group? Looks like no. Thank you for presenting. Could you please close presentation? And another group, could you please share your results?
Yes, just a moment. Yeah. First we clone from GitHub repository, and after that, just a moment, go to the folder Docker demo, and after that to the folder custom wire mock. Find the file Docker file and look what inside in this file, and after that build our image with name group2. When the image was built, we run this image with username group21 and check and go to terminal inside of container and check the color for our group and for first group.
Great. Thank you very much. Guys, do you have any questions to the second group? Okay, thank you very much for presenting. I have a question to you. What did you learn from this task?
How build image and
Any more ideas? Not only from Olga.
How to get
we
something from the
can,
repository.
yes.
And
then
to
we
clone
to
the repository to the right place.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Maria, it was really important. Okay.
We practiced how to use curl command correct.
And to run bash from inside the container.
Great. One team decided to repeat an approach from the first task, and another team decided to try another approach, and they run bash inside the container in interactive mode and executed curl from inside. Okay, great. Important thing that both of you observed that endpoints actually return not what we expected. For some reason, roses are not red and violets are not blue. And here we go to the last, the third task. Look, when you find a bug, what will you do as a
Make
QA
a bug,
engineer?
make a bug report.
Yes, and what will you write in a bug report?
The
That
steps
the
that we performed.
actual result doesn't correspond
Mhm.
with the expected result, and the steps, as Nina said.
And
Mhm.
attach
But what steps
like
that we did this through Docker?
Mhm. Steps to reproduce expected results, actual results, and would be great if you attach some artifacts that will help your developer to troubleshoot the issue. Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Okay. Because everyone turned off cameras except Nina. You know, I'm really worried when you turn off your camera, so please turn on. No, I will be happy. Okay. But let's imagine that as a QA engineer, you observed this bug from the task 2, and your developer fairly asks you to attach log files for the application. How will you get these log files? Because they are stored somewhere in container, and if you want to attach them to your bug report in some bug report system, first of all, you need to copy this file from container to your local PC. And in our practice, your local PC is playground or your real PC, depends on where you run your Docker. So in this task, you will just need to find the needful log file, and you will need to copy it from container. I have a question to you. How you will copy a file from container to your host machine?
Use the standard command, Linux command.
CP?
Yeah.
Docker CP.
Yes,
I
you
believe
cannot.
not just
yeah.
CP.
You cannot use standard Linux command because your file systems are isolated. Container's file system is isolated from your operating system. So yes, you need to use Docker CP. Where will you run Docker CP command? From container or from your host machine?
From the machine.
From host machine.
And can you run it from container?
So where will we copy it then if we run it from container?
Can we push?
You
Push,
cannot run
yes.
it from container because container knows nothing about host operating system. Your host operating system can interact with your container, but your container cannot interact with your operating system. This is like you can interact with your television, your TV device through the remote control, but your TV cannot interact with you. Like they cannot turn you off or turn on. They can do nothing with you, but you can control your device. The same with Docker. Okay, looks like you are ready. So few hints. You will need, the group A will need to find std.log file, and group B will need to find error.log file and copy it to your host machine. To find your log file, you will need to first connect to the container terminal in interactive mode and find the file. Because if you want to copy the file from container, you need to know exact path where this log file is located. And the first hint is that you need to connect to the container terminal in interactive mode. And another hint that if you have no idea where to find this file, you can take a look into Docker file. Any questions so far? Okay, if no, then I will open breakout rooms and I will send a task to Telegram as usual. Well, guys, almost everyone is back. Great. Who would like to start presentation of their results?
Guys, do we want to start?
Okay.
If we are the first, Nina, could you please share the screen? I will try to explain. Thank you. So our task was to find the file std.log and look into this file. Well, first we entered the container, run it, and try to find this file inside the container, but then we find the path to the file in the GitHub. So while we are inside the container, anyway, when we are in the container, when it is running, we cannot copy something outside the container, so we exit it. And then using cp command, we copied the file we find in the GitHub, its full path, I mean, copy it to our working directory using tilde and run this file and hear what is inside wiremog using bash signs. We actually then try to copy the file from another task. It's error log, but it is empty. So the question to the second team, how to make this file not empty. We actually know the answer, but like to heard it. I think it's all.
Thank you so much. Any questions? If no questions, thank you so much for presentation. Could you please stop presenting? And another team, could you please share your results?
But we have some problem. I don't know why, but I don't have history of our. I don't have information before this. We can show only results, unfortunately.
And does the scrolling work?
No. I try to change the size and enter Ctrl plus, and after that I can see only this information, which was the last on the screen.
Try Ctrl minus, maybe it will reverse.
I tried to open it on full screen and so on.
Well, do you know what does it mean? Actually, it means that guys who developed this playground, they really need good quality assurance engineers. And it means that you will not stay without work.
Yeah.
Okay. To be honest, your tasks were really similar, but I would like to ask your team to explain to another team how did you manage that your error log was not empty? Because another team tried to copy error log as well, and it was empty.
We
Actually,
just
we
made
did
an error.
an error. Yes.
Okay, and how did you make an error?
We executed curl command curl command in inside the container and provided incorrect path to it.
Like this.
Okay, thank you. And could you please show how not empty error log looks like?
Can I show it from container, or I
Yeah.
need to?
Yes, you can show it from container, no worries.
Cat.
You make error.
Sorry.
Cat.
Okay, great, perfect. Any more questions? Okay, group 2, thank you very much. Thank you for presenting. You can close presentation, and I will, as always, have questions to you. Guys, what did you learn from this task?
That containers doesn't know about host.
Doesn't know about host file system or about host at all?
I'd say about host at all, but
yeah, this is correct. Anything else?
How to find the page to file?
How to copy file
Yeah.
from container to our machine.
Yeah, thank you. It was the main goal of the task. This is great. And anything else?
You can run processes inside the container, and it will save in the container's file system.
Yes, this is right. It means that container is like a real virtual machine that lives its own life. Anything else? Okay, let me summarize what did we learn today. The first main thing is that you practice how to pull images from remote registry. Where you pulled it from? What is it?
GitHub.
From
No.
From Docker.
From container.
GitHub.
From images.
Where did you pulled image from?
From
a repository.
Docker Hub.
Yes.
From Docker Hub.
Correct. From Docker Hub. Docker Hub is just a remote registry, and if you will join any company which would like to keep their images private, most probably they host their own registry, and one of the most popular is Artifactory. The name of registry is Artifactory. The company JFrog develops it. Okay, the next most important thing that you practiced how to build your own images. And which command did you use for that?
Build.
Yes, super. And also you did some with container manipulations. You know how to run container at least, and I hope that you will do some practice at home and will try to stop and maybe kill container. But most important that you know that if you want your host machine and your container to have some connection, or if you want that your container will open connection to inside, that you need to expose ports. And that is exactly what did you do today. And the last thing is that you know how to copy files from container, and considering that you already have this experience after the task number 3, I'm pretty sure that you will be able to copy files from host machine to container. It is also possible with the same command. Well, do you have any questions to me about what we learned today? No questions?
No, I have no questions so far.
No questions. Okay, impressive. Then let's take a look at your home task. For the Docker, we have two tasks, one basic and one advanced. In your basic task, you will need to push image, to pull image from remote registry, from Docker Hub registry. You will need to do pull of bash image. It is the name of image. And you will need to get ID of the image from metadata. And please don't forget to attach your log of your actions, so I could see which commands did you use. In some operating systems, you may have some problems like using JQ symbols or something like that. What I would like to see is that you know how to how to open with any tool metadata, and how to find the needful data inside. The second step is that you need to start container from the bash image with some specific name, and then you just need to pass ls command with the same command without detaching. You just need to write one line command to do that. And after that, you need to check metadata of Nginx image, which you also need to pull first. And you need to find in metadata version and email address of maintainer. Once again, it doesn't matter how you will find it in metadata. Use any possible ways that you want. And after that, you will need to create HTML file with any, doesn't matter what content, and you will need to mount it to the provided path of the container. And after that, you will need to do the curl command once again. Doesn't matter from outside or from inside. You just need to curl localhost without any specific path provided, without any ports, and it is expected that it will print you contents of your HTML file. Do you have any questions about this home task?
Yes, a question about format, because I try to copy all information from the site which you provide for us for play with Docker and container, and it's not possible to copy.
You can make screenshots. It will be also fine. You can make screenshots and put it to Google Doc file and send it to me. No worries.
Okay.
Any more questions about this home task? Super. Advanced home task is much more simple, but it is a little bit new for you. You will need to create your own image, and you will need to base it on bash image. You will need to use from instruction, so from bash will be the first line of your Docker file. of course, if you want to create your own image, you need to write your Docker file, and then you need to type docker build and provide path to the folder with your Docker file. Then in this Docker file, you need to place a command that will put an echo command into root.bashrc file, and then you will set correct access permissions. After that, you will need to build your image, and when you will run your container, it is expected that when you connect to your running container in interactive mode, and when you connect to the bash, it should print your welcome message, which you have provided in Docker file. It is a little bit challenging, but your group is quite strong, so I believe that you will do it quite easy. Do you have any questions?
Have the same due date for both homeworks. It is February 29, yes?
I think yes. I'm not sure because I need to log into your group as a student in LMS system, so it is much easier for you to log in, and a deadline should be provided, should be printed for you in LMS.
Yes, they're both due 29th of February.
Yeah, correct. This is soft deadline, I suppose.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, any more questions to me for today? Okay, if no, thank you very much. It was a great experience. You worked hard, very active. This is the last workshop with me, so I will miss you guys, and I will be looking forward to your homeworks. Thank you, and hope to see you in your career.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you
Goodbye.
very much.
Interesting.
Bye.
Thank you for
Bye.
workshops.
Bye-bye.